And Max didn't really want her to undergo that, so he dug in, rolled up his sleeves, did some research, and found carbon 60. And really, carbon 60 is going to be the poster child of the anti-aging movement. And when Max started his research into carbon 60, there was a handful, a spattering of articles on this substance in the databases. And what Max did is he formulated an ultra pure form of carbon 60 and suspended it in olive oil. That was the first product. And then he took it, making sure it didn't kill anybody. But he asked me about it way early on. Max has a way of just giving me tidbits and saying, am I on the right track? Is this going to be potentially toxic? Is this going to be lethal? Am I going to hurt anybody? Doesn't tell me what he's doing or why. And so he gets a 100% objective toxicological analysis of the ingredients that he sends my way. And so he took it himself before he gave it to his mom, but ultimately his mom reversed all of her early dementia signs and symptoms. She regained 100% capacity of her nervous system, of her mind, and she got 8 more years of beautiful, wonderful, joyous life. So much the fact that Max once confided in me that her mom came back so much that she began to irritate him again. So, that's the origin. And Max is he's just a simple country boy from Bastrop, Texas. And, his claim to fame was that he'll tell you that he was married to Satan's daughter and walked away from everything, just said, you can have it all. All the cars, all the boats, all the jet skis, all the house, just all the bank accounts, just said, the only thing I need is me, and left. And he moved to Colorado. And actually, before he moved to Colorado, he went south and got in hurricane cleanup, where he knew how to do all these skills. And so he was elevated to run a division of hurricane cleanup. So that gave him another new nest egg. And then he moved to Colorado, where he founded the Live Longer Labs. And now he operates out of Buena Vista, Colorado, which is really up in the mountains, if people are familiar with that. And he has now produced 3 oil products, because he also offers avocado and coconut with the C60, and then 2 gel caps that are formulated with black seed oil. And he's each one of these new products, he sent me the ingredients, and he's like, tell me what you think of this. And each one has been a complete and smashing success. And what do I mean by a complete and smashing success? Well, essentially, these products have allowed Live Longer Labs to deal in time. Time is our most valuable asset, Jeff. It is mine. It's probably yours. It's probably 99% of your audience. That's the most valuable asset. And when you can learn how to say no to things that just eat up your time, you're much more valuable. You have 1,440 minutes a day, and you got to decide how to spend those. And you get that new 1,440 minutes every day until your time is up. And what can create that your time is up? Well, it's the diseases of the aged, and it's really what's going on with our bodies. And our bodies are actually designed to live about 150 years. And the thing that takes away time from everybody's existence and bodies is their lifestyle choice. It's the environment they live in. It's the food they eat, the air they breathe, the water they drink, the sleep they don't get, and the activity they don't get. And life follows a pattern where you're young and dumb and feel invincible and immortal, and you make poor choices in every aspect of your life. And then you wake up in your 40s and 50s and you don't recognize the aging fat guy that's looking back in the mirror. And so you spend your 50s trying to get back down to reasonable, that's where I am. I'm getting back down. I know the principles and it's working. Then, because the body heals when you sleep. And the body does well when you have a nice diet, which is eat mostly plants and about half of what you think you need or less, and water. Get rid of the sugar laden beverages, get rid of the booze, get rid of all of the artificial CNS stimulants. I have a son who's 24 years old, and he is going into his senior year of college, and he's a hockey player. And I say his claim to fame is that he is the first Nieusma in 6 generations where you can actually see abs. And he gets on my case every single time he sees me drinking something other than water. Dad, drink water. Just water. It's all you need is water. Because hydration is key. Hydration is it's one of the pillars of health and wellness. And the other ones are activity and a good diet, and try to get off of pharmaceutical products. Max and I have really a crusade, I would call it. We call it Dr. Joe for Hope. And you can search that online, Dr. Joe for Hope. It takes you right to this web page where you can fill out a questionnaire, and it helps people that are polypharmacy, like on a lot of drug products. And I do a complete history and physical and figure out why you're on which drugs for how long, what doses, and give you strategies to take back to your doctor and actually challenge your doctor as to why you really need to be on those. So Dr. Joe for Hope, it's just one aspect of taking your own health back, taking the first step. You get off of all the drug products, and then you gotta ease back into activity, because humans are not made to sit in front of a computer. Humans are not made to be sedentary. Humans are made to roam, and humans are made to graze, and humans they aren't set up for sitting around all day eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That paradigm came across in the Industrial Revolution, where you were trying to fit employees into the most efficient way to create wealth for somebody and wages for others. Make sense?
Yeah.
And
you're speaking my language.
All of this stuff it's stacked against, Joe Q Public staying healthy and living a long and prosperous life. But like I said before, the human body is designed to last about 150 years. And the beauty of carbon-60, one of the very first studies that ever came out was a rat study. And they fed these rats carbon-60 from the beginning. And they got tired of following these rats when their normal lifespan had already been extended by 90%. And that's huge, because they didn't do anything else. And I'll tell you, carbon-60 is the planet's best antioxidant. It's about 172 times better than vitamin C, which is a very good antioxidant. So this rat study that Max found got him to delve into the world of formulating that carbon-60, and he created that olive oil product, and he cured his mother's dementia. Everybody else started saying, Max, what do you got? His friends and family started taking that, and it grew like grassroots wildfire. And then it expanded into the other oils and the other gel cap off. And it's all based on the antioxidant capacity of the carbon-60. And there was probably a group of about 6 to 10 individuals that were really early on in this product that had their telomeres tested. And for those of you that are going, what's a telomere? The way cells divide from 1 into 2, the cellular machinery makes these spindles with telomeres at the base of the spindles. And the spindles are what pull the chromosomes into 2 daughter cells. And the telomeres, the length of the telomeres determines the health of the cells. The longer the telomere, the longer the cell is going to live. The shorter the telomeres, then that cell can't divide that much, very much more. And it goes into being a senescent cell, which means it's going to be a drain on resources and not provide value to the organism. Well, they got their telomere length measured, and then they did 2 or 3 months, I don't remember which one it was, probably 2 months on carbon-60. And then they got the same tests and redid them. And the telomere test people across the board, everybody that took that test said, you guys must have gotten a bad batch of tests, because we don't believe these results. They knew they had been previously measured, and this time the telomeres were longer. They were healthier.
Wow.
And all they did was take a couple months of carbon-60. So what that does is takes your cells and turns back the clock on the age of that cell. And the hard evidence was that telomere test that was across the board significantly better in everybody that had taken the C60 product. And then it was tests like that and results like that that Max realized what he had stumbled onto. And nowadays, if you Google carbon 60, you'll find all kinds of offerings on it. But I have to tell you, it's a very, very buyer beware market. The things you need to watch out for are ultra pure carbon 60 use and solvent free processing, because you will find very relevant pieces on carbon 60 that say it's toxic, it will hurt people, there are adverse effects. And if you have a product that is not pure and there's side chains hanging off of some of these carbon molecules, it's those side chains which result in that toxicity. And if it's processed with solvents and there's residual solvents in your product, you're going to experience solvent toxicity. At Live Longer Labs, it's solvent free, and they use the ultra pure carbon 60, the best one on the planet. So obviously you get what you pay for. At livelongerlabs.com, you can learn all about those products. But it's those types of things that really have gotten in front of the oxidative stress. And oxidative stress is the mechanism of probably better than 90% of the diseases of the age.